Step outside real quick. I always come back. I always come back after hours, man. You feel me? I always come back to talk about women after hours and how stupid their fucking decision making. You know, uh, you feel me? You know, I watched my mother make the worst decisions in her fucking goddamn life. You feel me? When I'm drunk, I always talk about my mother, man. How she made the worst decisions in her life, man. And how we starved because she made bad decisions, man. You feel me? Only if John would have stuck around a little bit longer, man, we would have turned out a little bit better, man. Me and my sisters, man, we would have turned out a little bit better. Somebody asked me, if John would have stayed in your mother's life, how would you would have turned out? I would have turned out better than I am now. You feel what I'm saying? A stepfather is just a stepfather, man. You feel what I'm saying? It don't matter what color he is. You know what I'm saying? A stepfather is a stepfather. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Nah, women make the worst decisions of their life, bro. They don't make good decisions, bro. Like some of them, don't get me wrong, there are some women out there that'll make good decisions, but for the most part, man, from what I've seen, women make bad decisions when it comes to like the future and shit, man. Not all, like I said, not all women, bro, but majority of women. I say like 85% of women are stupid as hell, bro, including my mother, bro. She was the most stupidest woman in the world, bro. She wasn't smart. She wasn't intelligent. She got with a guy that made good money, and she didn't like him because his looks. You feel me? You know, she, and she gonna let her starve because she didn't like the man's looks. Like, look, there's plenty of motherfucking bitches in Hollywood that had to marry a man that they didn't like, that had to marry a man that was sub five, and they still had babies with the guy to secure a financial security bag. You feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? And I could tell, man. You know, I could tell the guy from Fresh and Fit, Myron, he been watching my videos, man. I could tell, bro. I could tell this nigga been watching my videos. I ain't gonna say nothing, man. Matter of fact, I am gonna say something. Fuck it. Because I know he be watching my videos, and I know he's sometimes he steals some of my content. Remember I was telling you about the female that came over to my hotel. She brought a big ass bag of fucking birth control, you know, to so we could have sex. She basically showed me a big ass bag of fucking birth control, you know, and she said, "Okay, let's get this shit on." I got a bag of birth control right here in front of your face. Let's have sex raw. And I did. I went in raw. Since she had that big ass bag of birth control, so I said, fuck it. I started going inside raw, busting nuts inside the coochie. I mean, busting all kinds of goddamn nuts inside the cooch. And, I didn't get her pregnant or nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? But I could tell the guy been watching my videos, getting ideas, But it's all good, bro. I ain't tripping. Motherfuckers you can come to the channel anytime you want to, man. You can steal all kinds of ideas, man. I'm not really out here trying to make I'm not out here trying to make money off of YouTube and shit like that. You feel me? So you can take whatever you want, man. You can take whatever you want. But let's get to the bottom of it, man. Women are fucking stupid, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Women are fucking stupid. They can't make these good decisions, even if their children is involved. You know what I'm saying? My mother was a stupid mother, bro. She made worse decisions, bro. It's like this man had money, bro, and she still decided to get rid of this guy and divorce this guy. Oh, well, they wasn't married, my bad. They wasn't married. She still wanted to fucking get rid of this guy. Even though this guy had money. He had her living good, eating lobster, steak, and shrimp every single goddamn Friday, and you know what I'm saying? It's like, why would you do that? Why would you get rid of a guy that made a lot of money? Hey, I get it. You didn't like his looks. That's what it was, bro. The shit was based on looks, man. John was sub-5. That's the reason why my mother didn't want to fuck with him, bro. But guess what? Her decision, we suffered behind that shit, bro. I still, to this day, I'm like, God damn, how come my mother, get rid of this guy, man? Oh, shit, here come the Rice Rocket guys. Oh, yeah. They about to go to the top of the parking lot. I bet. They going, yep, I knew it. They're going upstairs. I knew it, nigga. They're gonna rub their engine up and shit like that, bro. I knew it. The young Rice Rocket guys. They're gonna show off their money upstairs. I knew it. I fucking knew it. Bunch of kids with a bunch of money, they don't know what to do with it. I knew it. I seen a BMW that was high end. I saw a Corvette that went up there, man. I fucking knew it, bro. What I say? I told you niggas they was gonna go upstairs, bro. Upstairs. They're upstairs right now. Anyway, I'm down here talking about this shit right now, man. I got a sidetrack. But like I said, man, women, they think with emotion. They don't think with logic and reasoning like us men. Like me, if I had to fuck a big old fat whale to feed my children, I would do that, man. I sure would. Just give me the Viagra, something that'll make my dick really hard, or maybe a sniff of coke or something. A sniff of coke that'll get your dick hard. You know what I'm saying? I would do that, bro, for my children, cause you got children to feed, man. They ain't got no time for no games. But my mother didn't think like that. She didn't think that, oh, if I got rid of John, my kids are gonna starve. She didn't think like that, bro. She thought, like, let me get rid of John. I can replace him just like that. No, you cannot replace a man like that. A guy making $3,000 or $4,000 or even $5,000 a month, making $5,000 a month in the '90s, you gotta be smoking. You gotta be smoking. You know what I'm saying? You know, I came up looking at women making bad decisions, man. I seen it all, bro. You can't tell me that women make good decisions, bro. They don't. Look at the men that they choose, bro. They don't make good decisions. Now, there are some women that I'm not saying that all women make bad decisions, but there are women that make good decisions. But majority of you bitches, I say 85% of you hoes don't make good decisions when it comes to men at all. You know, you gonna let go of the man, really? Let go of him, he making all kinds of bread. You gonna let him go? And you ain't got nobody to replace him? Bitch, that's a bad decision. Just like, what's her name? Tyrese, Tyrese's ex-wife, Samantha. She just let him go for no apparent reason. And she thought she could replace him? Man, she didn't. Later on, she started having financial problems. She couldn't take care of herself. She was done for, bro. You feel me? She was done for. She couldn't take care of herself, bro. She couldn't. What's up with it, Captain Commander? What's up with it? You know, it's true. Bro, my mother decided to get next to a beater and a cheater. Yeah. They make bad decisions when it comes to men, bro. They don't make good decisions, bro. Come on now. We talking about women out here. You feel what I'm saying? Women don't make good decisions, bro. And my mother, what did she do? She did the same thing that your mom did. She made the same type of like decision that your mom did, Captain Commander. Went out there and got a loser after being with a winner, a guy that made $3,000 or $4,000 a week, which is a lot of money in the '90s. He making $3,000 or $4,000 a week, selling old school cars. That was his own business, bro. My mother had a man that had his own business, and she still decided to not marry him and call off the wedding, man. And was that a good decision? Hell fucking no. You got a man that makes money, you feel what I'm saying? And he's feeding your children, your children living good, everybody living good, for you to say, nah, I'm not trying to marry that guy, I'm going by my way. That's fucking stupid. You feel me? That's stupid. Look, bro, if I gotta fuck a land well to feed my children, I'ma do that. Just give me the fucking Viagra to get my dick hard, and I'll go in and bust mini nuts, you know what I'm saying, to feed my children, bro. The women, they don't think like that. They don't think like, oh, let me just let him hit it and I could get pregnant and we can have stability. A lot of women don't think like that. My mother was stupid, bro. She was like hella stupid. Like, she could at least got pregnant by the guy and got some child support. She didn't even think like that, bro. She wanted to get rid of that guy, bro. And John was nice, man. He came around, even though my mother didn't want to be with him, he still, for at least about a year, he came around, was giving groceries. Even though they wasn't together, John would come around and give us groceries, man. That's a crying shame. You gonna let that man go, you know, even though even though you broke up with him, he's still bringing you groceries. He's still giving you bread. Was it soda? We had soda, like a six. He used to come around and give us bread, a 6-pack of soda, some lunch meat, some cereal, like one box of cereal, and it was a good type of cereal too, like the granola bar cereal. You feel what I'm saying? The granola cereal. You pour the milk in. There's a granola cereal. That was some good cereal, man. He's come around and give us, man. And then after a while, he just stopped bringing it, man, because they wasn't together no more, man. And I'm looking at my mother. I'm like, okay, what are we gonna do now? We don't have the same type of money that's coming in the door. We don't have cereal in the pantry no more. Because when John was around, let me tell you something. That pantry was full, bro, of cereal. So I knew they was gonna bring their cars up here to the top of the parking lot. I knew it. You guys hear that shit? They rubbing the engine up right now. You know, okay, why you all get drunk and talk about John? Because John was part of my life at one point, man. Even I think he dead now, man. He died, man. Last time I saw him, man, that was like years ago. But he was barely living. He was like, John was on a crutcher or something. He was not walking at all. Man, rest in peace, John, man. You know, my mother, she fucked that shit up, bro. You know what I'm saying? The man had his own business, man. And I seen it time and time again. These women, they all about looks. You ain't looking a certain way, they don't want to deal with you. You know. And I think he went bankrupt like years later after that, man. John, I remember. It wasn't because of us, it's because he was not handling his money properly. You feel what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm gonna end this live, man. You guys have a good night, bro. I'm tired. It's time for me to get some sleep. I think Fresh and Fit been following me, man. You know, because I'm the only female that came around and she dropped that, you know, in the room. And now I go to Fresh and Fit's channel, and now they're talking about birth control. I was like, hold on, man. You guys got that off me. A female that came around and dropped birth control. You guys remember? I've been telling you about I've been telling you about that female for a while, bro. That came around and dropped birth control inside the room, man. And she let me hit it, man. Raw, you feel what I'm saying? With no condom on. Man, that was good shit, man. I was in that coochie, man. Just waxing that ass. You know. But now you got I don't know, man. I know that I ain't making no money off this. I'm making money off this shit, bro. You feel me? You know what I mean? Fresh and Fit. I think they've been following me, bro. Because think about it, bro. You guys been following me for a long time, right? So, and I'm talking about women, and I'm talking about the girl who brought the birth control over. You guys know my story, right? You guys know my story. You know, I met this female on. Okay, I'll tell the story over again, because I know Fresh and Fit has stolen my shit. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm good. I you know what? I ain't gonna trip. You know, feel me? You know, Fresh and Fit. You know, I know Marlon. He follows me. I know that. I seen some of my content on his channel before. Okay, so I know he follows me. I know he does on the down. And there's a lot of like bigger YouTubers that follow me, like AMS. I know he follows me, bro. Come on, bro. I just made a video talking about uh, what was it? Women. He just made a video talking about some men don't like to hear the truth, you know. And I just made a video talking about that shit, bro. Some men don't like to hear it. They don't like to hear the truth, And I just made a video about that, and he made a video about it. So I know a lot of the bigger YouTubers that come around and they nitpick at my content, and then, make it look like they came up with the shit. But I know you stole some of my content. You know what I'm saying? I already know that. But hey, some of you bigger YouTubers, I ain't tripping, bro. Come around, still all you want to, bro. Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? But I know that Marlon got that shit from me, man. Myron, I know he got that shit from me, bro. The female coming over, dropping birth control on the bed before we had sex and stuff like that. That's from me, bro. Now, you go by his channel, look what he's saying. Birth control. He's asking these females, are they on birth control? Okay? Every single one. Okay? But I know he got that shit from me. Because I always talk about the female that came over to my hotel, and she dropped a big-ass bag of birth control right in front of me and said, we don't have to, like, cover up. We don't have to have protected sex. I got birth control right here. You feel what I'm saying? You feel me? So I know a lot of the bigger YouTubers, they're coming around stealing my shit. But it's all good, baby. You feel me? I ain't tripping about bigger YouTubers coming around stealing my shit. Because I spit that shit, man, and I let it go, man. You feel me? I let it go. I spit that real shit. You feel me? So let me end this live before I end batteries, because I don't have no battery right now at this point. I got like 38% left on my battery. And it's time to end this live. You guys have a good night, man. Time to go to sleep. I'm tired. I'll wake up soon in the next like 8 hours or something, I know they be stealing my shit, bro. Some motherfuckers, they steal my shit. It's all good. How many times I told you niggas about the female with birth control? How many times I told you niggas that? Come on, bro. Myron stole that shit from me, bro. Go listen to him. He stole that shit from me, bro. I'm listening to his live stream. I'm like, okay. I know this nigga, he followed me for sure, bro. I know Myron, he followed my channel for sure. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, great minds think alike, man. If you got a bigger YouTuber stealing your shit, you're doing something right. You feel what I'm saying? You feel me? You're doing something right out here in these streets. If we got a bigger YouTuber stealing from you. And I got what's the name? What's the name stealing from me? AMS. AMS is stealing shit from me. I know he is, man. A lot of niggas, they don't know you. But they don't tell you. But go by their channel and listen. You'll see some of my content on their channel, bro. Keep listening to AMS, bro. Go by his channel and then listen to what I'm saying and then go by his channel and listen to what he's saying. You'll say, oh, damn, we stole that from Cat. Watch, you will see it, watch. Go by MS channel. He not gonna give me no props, bro, because, he ain't gonna tell you that he's stealing from me. A lot of YouTubers, they ain't gonna tell you that they stealing from me, bro. It'll make them look like a stealer or something. You know what I'm saying? But go listen to what they saying. Listen to what Myron is saying about birth control and shit like this. I'm like, how many times I done told that story about a female coming over to the hotel and just plopping birth control right in front of me. I done told that story millions of times, bro. You know what I'm saying? You guys remember? Female coming over to coming over to my goddamn my spot, my hotel. You know what I'm saying? What she do? She plopped birth control right in front of me. Come on, let's do it. Let's not wear protection. And me, I was like, okay. And yeah, I was beating the skin up with no protection, busting nuts on the inside, and I was coming on the inside. You know what I'm saying? She was sucking dick without no condom. We didn't use a condom at all that night. And that was some good memories, by the way. That was some good shit. Cause I didn't have to wear a condom. Oh man, I was busting proper nuts inside of that, man. You know what I'm saying? But hey, she didn't get pregnant, so I guess that's a good thing, right? So I guess Marlon, or Myron, that's his name from Fresh and Fit. But Myron, he took it upon themselves to make the birth control thing a part of his part of his live stream or his show and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Asking every single female about birth control. That sound like he stole that shit from me, man. I mean, where else did he get it from? You feel what I'm saying? I mean, damn. I mean, there's a possibility he didn't steal it from me, but yet, who's the one that's talking about a female dropping birth control in front of him? That's me. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one talking about a female bringing birth control over to my hotel, and me not wearing anything and busting nuts. You know what I'm saying? On the inside. You feel what I'm saying? That's me. That's my shit. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, you got to do what you got to do to make money. I ain't mad at him, man. Myron, I'm not mad at you, Myron. Go ahead and do what you got to do to survive, man. Shit. I mean, damn, I'm not here trying to make a whole lot of money. I mean, still all the content you need, man, to survive, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to hold you back, man. You feel me? I ain't trying to hold you back, Myron, bro. You got to do what you got to do to keep your show alive, man. You feel what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm going to end this live. You guys have a good night, man. I'm out. I got to go to sleep. Peace out. Take care and bless. I'm out.